you've heard about the whole mutant thing that's been going on recently. So apparently in Russia and in China they're working together, and what they're doing is they're mutating DNA. So they're trying to create like an armada of like angry, crazy biological freaks that are like hybrids of humans and orangutans. And also I think there's some flamenco in there as well, so they're taking DNA from flamingos because apparently the pigment in the flamingos is pink, and what it does is it makes somehow it kind of interacts with the DNA of humans and orangutans to make them invisible at certain times. So they're reassuring the public that they're not going to use them for war. It's going to be more for cyber war because they'll be really good with computers, because apparently the gene that makes the neck long will make the arms long, so they'll be able to do like transmit information via keyboards a lot faster. What are your thoughts on that?
I personally don't believe that, but if they're doing it, that there's something wrong. I don't think that sort of mixing human DNAs with anything else nothing good can come out of that.
Yeah. Apart from obviously if it's like a loving relationship and you've got maybe a human and an animal that can communicate well with them and they're consenting adults, then maybe it's okay to share DNA, but not to mix it in a test tube, right?
Absolutely not. No.
Would you swipe right if there was a very attractive alien on Tinder?
Probably.
You had it there. So any aliens, make sure you hit her up, right? Well, as you know, like Virgin are trying to commercialize space travel so that like everyday people can go to the moon, right?
No, I've seen that. I've seen that. Yeah.
Yeah. And you've heard about that.
I've
right?
heard of that,
Yeah.
but that's very cool.
What are your thoughts?
I want to go.
Okay.
I want to be rich and go.
Yeah.
I want to be the first one. No, I'm kidding.
Which planet would you visit first?
Probably Mars. Maybe Venus, because of the mysticism that surrounds it. It's always been so interesting.
Yeah. Apparently it's very hot on Venus. Like the weather is really hot, which.
I like that.
Oh,
Please.
you like that?
Yeah, I live
Okay,
in London. I want hot weather.
Oh, fantastic! Yeah, because I think people are that, you know, they're sun worshippers. They actually want to go, so they want to be the first to go. And there are concerns about like skin cancer, but they're like, you know, they spend like 12 hours a day sometimes in the sun anyway, especially sun workers, right?
If they want to go, go ahead.
Will you be booking a ticket to fly to the moon?
Maybe after like 5 or 10 years of it having happened, it'd be quite a cool thing to do. But yeah, I went for years. So.
What percentage of your wealth would you put towards it? So obviously, if you're like a billionaire, it's fine, but like, would you put like 20% of your monthly allowance towards traveling?
I am. I don't think I'd be able to afford a flight to space.
Yeah.
But if I was a billionaire, I'd definitely consider it.
Yeah. Would you go to the moon?
Would I go to the moon?
Yeah.
Are you paying?
If it was free, would you go?
If it's free, yes, I would.
You would go.
Because
Okay.
that's having the place in my mind all the time, thinking, shit, I don't want to die without knowing what's out there. But even though the moon, there's enough there, but still, if you paid or if it's free, I'll go.
Okay.
Would I be scared? Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, as you would be, right?
Yeah.
I guess. So obviously, to make this possible, they need like an infrastructure. So they need to take off from Earth, but they also need to have like a base on each planet so that they can like receive the spaceship and people can dock, right? So they're looking for people to work on the planets, which means they have to like commute there. Could you see yourself commuting to Pluto every day? Because I think that's where they're going to put the first base, is like on Pluto.
Pluto?
Yeah.
That's impossible.
Well, it's the outermost planet, but apparently they're going to be using like closest to light speed travel. So I think they're traveling like 80% the speed of light.
Are you serious, or I think you're just joking?
No, seriously, yeah. Haven't you heard like Richard Branson? He's in a space race with Elon Musk from SpaceX to be the first to get to these planets. So surely you've heard about this situation.
No, I've heard it. No, I think you're just bullshitting.
What they're trying to do is they're trying to get people to the other side of the moon. So they're going to basically send them out. I think it costs like £3 or £4 million, and they're going to send them to the other side of the moon. But there are concerns that there may actually be space aliens habitating the other side of the moon. So that is a concern. Obviously, I don't believe there are. There's no evidence for it. But what do you think about the concept that there may be space aliens inhabiting the dark side of the moon? Because obviously we only ever get one side of the moon.
Right. Yeah, I don't think that's possible, so that wouldn't concern me at all. Yeah.
It wouldn't put you off, no?
No, not at all, no.
Yeah. If you were made like a really good job offer on the moon, would you commute daily?
Yeah.
You would?
Absolutely.
And what would it take for you to have to commute like for 2 days to get to the moon?
What do you mean in terms of money? Like
yeah, like remuneration and like job benefits and stuff, you know? Would you expect to have like 50 days holiday a year?
more than that.
How about you?
Yeah, you'd have to pay me in the tens of millions a year to do that.
I have no idea if I would want to go to the moon. It would be really great to see other people, but personally for me, no. But
what if your like whole family moves to the moon?
Well, then yeah, I'd probably go. But I don't know. If I could travel back and forth, it would probably be for a couple weeks and then coming back to Earth. Like, if my home would be on the moon, then that's where I'll be, and I'll maybe go holiday back to Earth.
They would have to pay me a lot of money, like a lot.
Really?
Seriously, yes, to
Like
leave.
maybe 10,000 euros a year?
Maybe even like streets named after me or something.
Oh really? Okay. The new streets on the moon.
Maybe. Oh, see.
There we are, yeah. And how about you?
I wouldn't leave Earth. I mean, I'm interested in space and I would love to go to the moon, but I would not live there.
Probably a step too far, considering I have a family. If I was single, didn't have so many responsibilities, and
Because I don't know if you know, but what they're doing, they have to set up a base there so that they can land regularly to bring people back and forward. So they're looking to get people working there on the moon all the time. But they're apparently offering very lucrative relocation packages, obviously, because it's very hard to get people to head out there. So what would your price be for you to have to relocate yourself and your family to the other side of the moon?
probably be in the hundreds of thousands, I guess.
What, per year?
I guess so, yeah. Probably more than 500k.
Yeah.
It's hard to say, really. It's
Yeah.
a bit of a mad idea, but
The sexual side of stuff would be a bit weird with like zero gravity, so it's probably a step too
that
far.
would also make things extremely difficult, yeah.
So if you met someone that was non-human, would you entertain a relationship with them if you had a lot in common? Because they often say that a big part of a relationship is the mental and emotional connection. Would you marry someone who was non-human?
I don't know. That's a question that I can't really answer. Not gonna lie, because I don't know. Maybe if I would be in love, probably. I don't know.
Yeah. So let's say you did take a trip to the moon. Like you said, you want to go there for a few weeks rather than just for the day, because then you can explore the planet a lot more. And you went there, and as you know, some people believe there are weird space aliens on the dark side of the moon. And you met a very charming space alien, very tall, handsome, and you just were feeling his vibe. You were picking up what he's putting down, basically. Would you allow yourself to be seduced by an alien?
Probably not. If we would like live together, like as humans and aliens, then maybe. But definitely not as just going there and suddenly meeting them and If we would be in sort of living environment, sure.
It's funny you should say that. As long as I don't get fingered, I'll go for it.
So no fingers.
No fingering. No fingers. Thumbs. Okay, they're a bit smaller, a bit wider. Yeah.
So hopefully they got big thumbs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So would you work?
Have you ever been fingered?
Not yet. No.
Not yet. You definitely have.
No, not
okay,
yet,
there's
no,
one way of finding out if you've been fingered. If you smile, you've been fingered. There's a little smirk there. I like that.
Yeah.
There's the smirk. No.
Not yet. So would you work on the moon?
Would I work on the moon?
Yeah. Like.
It depends. It depends. Would the moon work on me?
If they were giving out free oysters, so you could commute there for free, would you commute there daily?
Oysters? Who uses oysters? You've got to come from another country to use an oyster, which is not a bad thing, by the way, because I'm from Wales. Wales is much better.
Apparently they're giving out free oysters for people if they work on the moon. So.
Well, look, it depends. If you come from Italy and you probably want a free oyster, but not for me.
Not for you,
I just use contactless.
Yeah. There we are, contactless all the way to the moon, guys.
Yeah.